Okay, guys, good morning. So today's class, we are going to learn BDD Cucumber framework. Okay, so let me explain what are the, so in BDD Cucumber framework, so most of the companies, they are using this BDD Cucumber framework. So the main components in BDD Cucumber framework is feature files. So the main components in BDD Cucumber framework is feature file and step definitions.java file, and third one is test runner.java class. So these are the main three components and BDD Cucumber framework. So the main components of BDD Cucumber framework is feature file, step definitions.java file, and test runner.java class file. Okay. So now let's discuss what is a feature file. Okay. And in a feature file, what we are going, so how to create a feature file, and in a feature file, what are the sections it contains. So in a feature file, we can able to see background key section, background key section, background key section, and scenario section, and scenario outline section. A feature file contains what are the section? Background key section, scenario section, and scenario outline. Okay. So in today's framework, I am going to tell you how to create a feature file, and under that feature file, we are going to write some steps under background key section, and we are going to write some steps under scenario. Okay. So now let me show you in my system. See, on the left hand side, you are able to see Cucumber scenario. This is the project. Okay. Now, okay, let me go back to my E drive. There is a folder called Cucumber scenario. Okay. So this is the Cucumber scenario project. Okay. Now what I am doing is I'm going to copy this program. I'm going to copy this one. We copy this folder. Okay. So copy and paste it here. And I'm renaming to Cucumber scenario 1. So my folder name is Cucumber scenario 1. So this is a project folder. Okay. So what I am doing is I'm clicking on this Cucumber scenario 1 folder, and I'm selecting this form.xml. Just right click and click on edit. So you are able to see in Notepad. Okay. So whatever folder name is there, that is the same name I'm changing here. Cucumber underscore scenario 1, group ID, and artifact ID. So here this is artifact ID. So Cucumber underscore scenario 1 and project name Cucumber underscore scenario 1. So whatever is my folder name, I have changed it. Okay. And I'm closing this notepad and I'm saving it. So form.xml, we are going to discuss about this one also. Okay. So a project folder which contains form.xml. Okay. So here I clicked on edit and I changed group ID section. So whatever is my folder name, see what is my folder name here? Cucumber underscore scenario 1. That is the same name I changed. Group ID, artifact ID, and project name. Okay. So suppose you are changing your project to Cucumber underscore scenario 2 here, then in these three places you have to do the modifications. Okay, cucumber underscore scenario 2, cucumber underscore scenario 2, cucumber underscore scenario 2. Select. So now I'm closing this form.xml. Okay. Now I told you in my system under E drive, cucumber underscore scenario 1 project folder is available. I'm telling you. And you have to get this project into Eclipse. Right now, on the left hand side, we could not able to see any of the cucumber underscore scenario 1 project. Okay. So now let me import cucumber underscore scenario 1 project. Okay, I'm right clicking, click on import. Expand Maven, select existing Maven projects. Expand Maven and select existing Maven projects. Click on next and browse wherever the updated project. So cucumber scenario 1. This is the project I want to select. So in my E drive, I'm selecting this is the cucumber scenario 1. Just I'm clicking on select folder. See here the form.xml was auto selected and I'm clicking on finish. Okay, so that after clicking on finish, cucumber scenario 1, see this is the project, it came automatically. Okay, so just you need to right click, click on import, select Maven under existing Maven project, you need to select, click on next, and you have to browse where is that in E drive cucumber scenario outline 1. So that is the project folder name, you have to browse it. That's it. And click on select folder so that here form.xml it's got selected. Okay, so that it's got imported. Now let me expand my cucumber scenario 1 project here. Okay, so this is the project folder I have imported in my Eclipse. So by default, your JRE version, it will show you either 1.6 or 1.7 or 1.5. So right now we are able to see 1.7. Now I want to make it as 1.8. Okay, so the latest version of Java is 1.8. So now to change the 1.8, just you need to select this one, right click, build path, click on configure build path. Okay, so just you have to click on build path, configure build path. And here what you need to do is, so you have to select this JRE 1.8, 1.7, and you need to click on edit button. And here you can select 1.8. Click on finish, apply, and apply and close. See here, JRE version, it's got changed to 1. Okay. So in order to run your Selenium programs or Cucumber framework programs, make sure your Java is pointed to 1.8. Okay. So the Java, which version of Java if you are using, if anybody will ask, you have to tell we are using 1.8. Now let me go to, so now we are discussing in the notepad a BDD Cucumber framework which contains component of feature files. Okay, so now I am going to explain how to create a feature file. Okay, so now let me go to feature file section. So the feature files under SRC test resources. Okay, just expand SRC test resources. You can able to see folder name as features folder. Okay, so now let me expand the features folder. So here whatever you are seeing that we can call it as a feature file. So here this is the skills.feature file. So now I'm double clicking on this skills.feature file. See here it contains background key section and it contains scenario section. And background key section contains some set of steps. And scenario also which contains some set of steps. Okay. So generally in background key section, what are the steps we will write means, okay, you can in a feature file you can write n number of scenarios like this. So this is create nationality record. Light unchandi. Okay. Okay. So create nationality record. Okay, and this first feature is create nationality record, and second scenario is create skills record. Okay, so first one is, so you can write, okay, you can write, if in a feature file we can write n number of scenarios. Okay, so it's not like that a feature file contains only one scenario. A feature file contains n number of scenarios. Okay, so maximum a feature file, so people will write up to 10 scenarios. Okay, so now let me go to, so this is the first program we are doing. So this I'm creating only one scenario. Okay, that means a feature file contains some set of steps. Okay, see here. So now so a feature file contains some set of steps. Now let me tell you how to create a feature file. So under features folder, I'm right clicking and I'm clicking on new and I'm clicking on file. Under SRC test resources, you need to keep the mouse over on features folder, right click new, and you can click on okay, new, and after that you can click on file. To create a feature file, you have to click on this file. Okay, so I'm clicking on file, and I'm going to create a feature file name as nationality.feature. I'm going to create a feature file name as nationality.feature file. So let me click on finish. See, this is the nationality.feature file got created, and steps are automatically populated. Okay, so whatever section, all the section we can call it as a comment section. So comment section means author, who is writing this test case, and what is the purpose of this test case. So in Java, we will write / to keep the comments. But in a feature file, if you don't want to execute particular step, so you can write a hash symbol. So who is developing? What is the feature file? What is the scenario? So all these steps we are mentioning here. Okay. So now let me delete all this section. I don't want it also. So scenario outline. See here, scenario outline also it got generated automatically. I'm not using this one. I'm deleting this one also. So that means a feature file contains some steps following it like this. Okay, so like that we can create a feature file. Okay, I'm closing this feature file. Anyway, already I have created a feature file like that, and my feature file contains these are the steps. Okay, my feature file contains, so I have written the set of steps by using keywords as given, when, and then. So every step you must have to write some keywords as given, when, and then, but keywords. Okay, let me write these things. So in a feature file, the set of steps we can write by using keywords called given, when, then, and, but. By using these keywords, you can write some set of steps. So you need to write some understandable English language. So given user launch Chrome browser, you can write whatever you want. Okay, launch Chrome browser. But the must, so given means generally whatever input details, user launching Chrome browser, and when user opens URL, okay, and user enters username as this one and password as this one. Okay, and go to skill space and add skills with skill name as Java 52, and when click on logout, then close browser. Okay, so generally given keyword, whatever input details that you want, so whatever information has been given, in such cases we will use keyword as given. It's not like that always the first step it has to start with given only. You can write any of the steps by using any of these. Any of the steps. Okay. So the purpose of given keyword is given application, given user launching Chrome browser, And when user opens URL and user enters, generally to open more keywords, people will use one keyword. And then after entering this username and password, then you are navigating to skills with. And when I enter, when I add skills with skill name as skill description and click on logout and Chrome. So these are the set of steps we have written. Okay. So first background key steps will be executed. And after that, scenario steps can be executed. Okay. So like that, I have written how to create a set of steps I have written here. Okay. So hope everyone understood. So a feature file contains test objective. Here, what is my test objective in my test case? I want to create a skills record. See here, I am automating. I'm doing automation of. I'm doing automation functionality of add skills in Orange HRM application. So what is this test case? It is describing. I have mentioned in my feature content. And after that, here background key. So common steps. It contains some common steps. So for any of the scenario, first these steps can be executed. Okay, given user launch Chrome browser and enter when users open. So these are the common steps. Okay, which can be executed first prior to the scenario. And user enters username, all these steps are executed. Okay. So the test objective is creating skills record. Skills record in Orange HRM application. So if anybody will ask, what is a feature file? Okay, a feature file which describes the test objective of a particular functionality. To achieve particular functionality, a feature file contains some set of steps. A feature file contains some set of steps to achieve particular test objective. Okay, so a feature file contains some set of steps to achieve particular test objective. Okay, here my test objective is create skills record in Orange HRM application. And so by using these keywords, every step you have to write, given when and then what keywords. So these are the keywords only you have to use while writing any of the steps. Okay, and these keywords we can call it as a Jetkin language. What language we can call? Jerkin language. Okay, so now let's go back to the next point. So now we understood simply we can create a feature folder under SRC test resources. Okay, so let me take these points. So under SRC test resources, features folder, we will write. So this is the first point I'm explaining. Under SRC test resources contains a features folder. Features folder. Here it contains. Here we are creating a national skills feature file. Skills.feature. So this is the skills.feature file. So this is the first point we do. Okay. So if anybody will ask what is the feature file means, a feature file contains some set of steps to achieve particular test objective. Okay. So and in a feature file, we can write background key section and we can write scenario section. That's it. So first point is clear. And how to create a feature file means just you need to navigate to new. Under features folder, you need to right click, go to new and click on file and create nationality.feature file. That's it. Nationality.feature file. That's it. Just click on finish. See, the set of steps got created and I'm deleting all these steps. Simply I'm copying all these steps. Control A, Control C, and I'm coming back to here and I'm pasting. I can modify the steps according to my test object. Okay. So like that, I can create a feature file nationality.feature. So now let me delete this point. So anyway, I'm going to tell you how to automate this skills.feature file. So the first part is completed. Next, the next point is you need to navigate to JUnit properties. JUnit properties. The next point is we have to navigate JUnit properties file. Okay, now let's go to the JUnit properties file. So JUnit properties file also available under SRC test report. Okay, so I'm clicking on JUnit platform.properties file. Just 1 second. Let me see. JUnit -platform properties file. So I'm navigating to JUnit platform properties file. I'm clicking here. So here, what is my feature file name? I'm automating skills.feature file. Suppose if your feature file name is skills1.feature file. Okay, so here I'm changing skills1, and here also you can change it to skills1.feature file. Okay, so I'm changing this. So whichever feature file that you are going to automate, that feature file name you have to specify here. That is the second point. So and I'm closing my JUnit platform.properties file. Okay, and so that's it. And I'm closing this my properties. Okay. So the next point is okay. I'm navigating to SRC test Java. So under SRC test Java, generally we can create packages and we can write our Selenium programs. Okay, so now I'm coming back to SRC test Java, and I have created a package name as Selenium Blue Code. You can create package name whatever you want, but I have created my package name as Selenium Blue Code package I had created. Okay, and I'm expanding. There is a step definition.java class file. Okay, there is a step definition.java class file. Okay, what I will do is I'm taking copy and I'm pasting under day 004. Here I'm pasting. Okay. So I'm deleting this Java class file. Right now, okay, let me delete this one also. Right now, under SRC test Java, there is no package. Okay, there is no Selenium Blue Code package. Okay, let me create a package name as Selenium Blue Code. So I'm going to create a package name. So SRC test Java, I'm clicking here, and I'm going to create my package name as Selenium Blue Code. And I'm clicking on finish. See, this is the package name got created. Okay, under this package, I'm going to create a Java class file name as step definition.java class file. So how to create a Java class file? So to create a Java class file, you need to right click on this package, go to new and click on class. Okay, so create a Java class file, just you need to click on class here. And here I'm doing step definitions.java class. Step definitions. You can give Java class file name whatever you want. So what I have given step definitions. So step definitions.java class file I have created, and I'm clicking on finish. See, Selenium Blue Code, this is the package name, and public class, this is the Java class name got created, and this is the class name it contains. So generally in the first class we discussed a class can contains what it contains, some methods and a declaration part it contains. That's what we discussed. So in this class only I have created a class, that's it. Now in this class I want to write some methods. Okay, so now I'm closing this one. So now I'm coming back to the runner package. See, the second part is step definitions.java class file. This is the part I have told you. So step definition.java class file just now I have created. Okay, I have created a package name as Selenium Blue Code. Under that one, I have created a package class name as Selenium Blue Code. Okay. Now the last point is runner package. There is a runner package and there is a test runner 3.java class file is available. So just I'm clicking here. So this is the predefined lines of code. These are the predefined lines of code. It will be there. So test runner 3.java class file, which it contains only starting curling bracket and ending curling bracket. That's it. It doesn't contains any of the methods. Okay. So just I'm closing this one. So now I am going to suppose if you want to execute. Suppose now I haven't written set of driver commands. I haven't written set of driver commands in my step definition.java class file. Okay. So now let me execute my feature file. So to execute, so first in JUnit platform properties, you have mentioned skills1.feature file. So that means I am going to execute skills1.feature file. To execute skills1.feature file, just you need to run test runner 3.java class file and right click, go to run as and click on JUnit test. Okay. So just you need to select this test runner 3.java class file, go to run as, click on JUnit test. And I'm clicking on here JUnit test. So click on proceed. So now what happened? My scenario got executed. My scenario steps are executed and okay, something was generated here on the left hand side. Okay, so here what I'm doing is see this creation externality record, the execution was failed because my step definition.java class file, which doesn't contain any of the methods. Okay, so here it is. So again, I'm running this test runner 3.java class file run as JUnit test. I'm clicking on proceed. So here you need to click on this symbol, show stack trace in console view. So I'm clicking here, show stack trace console view. This is the one, this is the hand symbol I'm clicking. And after that, what I'm doing is, see, these are the steps I'm copying. So you can implement these steps. So this is what system is suggesting me. So I'm copying all these methods up to here, copy, and I'm going back to my step definitions.java class file, and here and what I'm doing is I'm pasting. So every method it contains some auto-generated code. So after every curling bracket, I'm giving some space. So after every ending curling bracket, I am giving some space to understand those methods. And inside the method, the code has been generated automatically, and I'm removing those steps also. In every method, there is some auto-generated code has been generated. So I'm deleting. Right. So now what is the summary is, so if you see this one, user launch Chrome browser, user opens URL, user enters username as password, username and password, and go to skills page and add skills. So that means whatever feature file that you have mentioned, so for a user's open URL, user enter name, go to skills page. So how many steps are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So total 7 methods I have copied from the console. So this is the one, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 methods. So for every keyword, means for every step, corresponding method was generated. After I executing test runner 3.java class file, corresponding method was generated. Simply I copied and pasted in my step definition.java class file. And here it is showing some error. Just keep the mouse over, and it is asking to import supporting library. So just click on here. So on when, so it is importing given supporting library, when supporting library, and these are the keywords. So corresponding supporting libraries got imported here. given when, and then these are the supporting Cucumber Java class files got imported automatically. Now, what I am doing is I'm writing system dot out dot println. User launch Chrome browser. Whatever content is there, so this simply I want to print this information in console view. User opens URL. So here method local variable I am giving as test URL. User opens URL. So to print that value here plus test URL. So this is the local variable I am printing here. And here user enter. So here I am giving local variable names as username and password. So and what I am doing is, so just I'm printing those values. Username and password as username as this one and password as you can write within the double quotations whatever you want, and if you want to print those values you need to write plus and that variable name. That's it. Okay, and go to skill space. So I am copying this line and there is no input variables, so simply I am writing go to skill space. And next here skill name and skill description I'm writing. Local variable name I'm changing it to skill name and skill description. So and I'm copying these values and I'm pasting here. Skill name as I want to print skill name as and skill description as. So here I'm using this local variable name, whatever I want to print. So within the double quotations, whatever value that you want to print in the console, that's it. And this is I'm writing to print that particular value. And after that, I want to write what is my last step. Click on logout. So user clicks on logout button. So just I'm doing this. And after that, you want to write close browser. So I want to write close. So for every step, corresponding method, corresponding lines of code, I have written system.out.println line statements I had written. So now I'm closing my step definition.java class. Now let me run my test runner 3.java class. So if I'm going and running this one, which feature file it can be executed? Skills1.feature file will be executed, because in my JUnit platform properties, suppose if I will specify skills2.feature file, so if I will go and run this feature file was not there here. Okay, make sure whichever feature file that you want to execute, you have to give that feature file name in JUnit platform properties file and close this one and come back to here and run this one. So that skills1.feature file will be executed. So I'm clicking on JUnit test and I'm clicking on proceed. Now the set of methods are available. 1 second. Step definitions.java class file. Skills1.feature file. So let me check my JUnit platform properties, skills1.feature file. Okay. So now I'm right clicking and doing run as JUnit test. One more important step I want to do. Here, what is my feature? What is my package name? Blue code. So that is the package name I'm copying. See, I'm pressing this package name by pressing F2. I'm copying this package name, Control C, and I'm going back to my JUnit platform properties file. And here, whatever package name I have given, so I have to mention that one as well. Okay, previously some other value is there. Case sensitive, lowercase it was written. Whatever exact folder name that I am pasted here. So this is one more setting you have to do. So and I'm closing my here and I'm coming test runner 3.java class file run as JUnit test. Okay. run as JUnit test. So click on proceed. So my feature file was executed successfully. See here, tick symbol, it is showing successfully it was executed. So now if you want to check the output, 1 second, if you want to check the output report, you can go on console view. See here, whatever you have written, user launch Chrome browser, username and password as go to skill space, and skill name and skill description. Corresponding lines of code was executed. Click on logout button, click on browser. So whatever steps that you have written, corresponding system.out.println lines of code was successfully executed. Okay, so that means whatever for every feature file corresponding method was executed, and the step definition.java class file, whatever it contains, those lines of code, it was printed in your console. That means your program is successfully executing. Corresponding method is invoking, and corresponding lines of code was generated in console. Okay, now let me write my set of driver commands. Okay, so now I'm able to see my corresponding lines of code successfully executing. Now I have to write set of driver commands, Selenium set of driver commands I have to write. So to write the set of driver commands, what is the first point I have to do? I have to declare WebDriver object. WebDriver driver. So I declared my WebDriver object. So I'm importing WebDriver driver and I'm saving. Okay, everyone got it right? And after that, to launch my Chrome browser, so I don't want to execute this line of code. To launch my Chrome browser, I know what are the set of driver commands that I have to write. So I'm going back to the previous project, and SRC test Java, there is a Selenium glue code. So just I'm opening this program. So to launch my set of driver commands, these are the main 3 lines of code I want to do. So I'm taking copy and I'm pasting here. So these are the 3 lines of code. So you have to write system.set property driver is equal to new Chrome driver, driver.manage.window.maximum. And after that, user opens URL. This is the one. So I'm commenting this line, and I'm going back to users open URL. So these are the set of driver commands I'm writing here. So driver.get. So this is the local variable I'm using. So this is the application URL. It can be invoked. So how the application user opens URL. So user launch Chrome browser. So in your feature file, the first step is user launch Chrome browser. Whenever this keyword got executed from step definition.java class file, these 3 steps can be executed. Okay, and after that, whenever user opens URL, so this is the value, it will come back to here. It will come back to here, and that value automatically passed to here local variable, and users open URL. So that is the URL it is coming. So whenever line number 34 is executed, so this is the test URL value. It is coming back to your here, and after that into method local variable string test URL, it is getting that value, and we are able to launch my application URL. And after that, I want to enter username and password. Okay, let me copy username and password steps. So here, so these are the lines of code. Control C.